Hello once again. So I'm back with another video on Django, and I want to thank every one of you who has subscribed to my channel. I now have 20 subscribers. This is a big thing for me. I never had 20 subscribers to my YouTube channel, and now I have 20 subscribers on my channel. Last time when I was creating the videos, I stopped making videos because nobody was watching it and nobody was subscribing to my channel, and it was very demotivating because if after putting so much of effort and time nobody watches your videos and nobody subscribes to your channel, then you do not want to make more videos. But now, since some people have watched those videos, appreciated those videos, and subscribe to the channel, I am now motivated again to make some more videos for my channel. So in this video I will show you how to create custom user model in Django. The default user model that is provided with Django is not sufficient for all the courses. Sometimes we have to make custom user model, and in fact making a way or trying to adjust the default user model for your need when it is not sufficient is a bad idea. It is much easier to make your own user model and go along with it rather than trying to figure out a way to use a default Django user model. So in order to show you the custom user model, I will first create a new application in Django. So to create your new application, you have to go to your manage.py file and start app, and I will give it a name of a registration. So start app registration. I click enter and it will create a new directory for me with all the files that are necessary for a Django application. Basically I have to create a new model, the user model, and if you are familiar from Django, then I say from Django.db import models, and here I create a model. So I say user models.model, and here we create our user model like phone number, password, and all those details. But before I create my user model, I want to show you how Django implements its user model. So to see the implementation of Django, I'm going to external libraries and then Python side packages and Django. From the Django I'm going to go to the contrib, then auth, and then models. If I scroll down in this file, I see many different models, and one of them is user manager, and below user manager we have permission mixins, and below that I have the abstract user, and even below that I have the user, which simply extend abstract user, and it's almost empty. The user is almost empty. Is simply get all its functionality from this abstract user. So the main function of this user model, the default user model, is in the abstract user. And if we want to have our own user model, then we have to make a model that is very similar to this abstract user. So the first thing that we notice is that this user model, this model extends two classes: abstract base user and permission mixin, and that is why we are also the class I'm going to make user will also say abstract base user and permission mixin. But now I have to import this abstract base user and permission mixin. Permission mixin is just here, just here. So I can import this from django.contrib.auth.models import permission mixin. The abstract base user is not in the models file, it is in the this is in the base, I think, base user. Here you can see abstract base user. So from django.contrib.auth.base user I import abstract base user. It is not permission mixin, it's permissions mixin. Okay, so I got at least one thing correct, that I have extended from abstract base user and permission mixin. Now I will implore I will let me first implement all these fields of my model. So the fields that I want to have is phone number, remember every user model has password also, but we do not have to implement that password because it will automatically be implemented, so we do not have to. So just as they have the username, in my user model I will have the phone number, first name and last name, it will be there. So I will just copy it. Oh, I'm sorry, copy the reason I have left phone number right now is because I want to implement that later. I have first name and last name. Let's see what else. I will not have the email. I will need this is the stuff. I will need is active, is and date joined also. And here it says time zone now because I will need to import from django.utils import time zone. Okay, so that's all. For the phone number I will need, let me remove it for a moment. For the phone number I will go to the settings and the project interpreter, and here I will need this one. I have to install this package phone numbers, and also in the install application, and also my registration. So now I can implement the from phone number fields dot models fields import phone number field. So now I can have this phone number. And we can see that it is an error, because for this underscore to work, oh gosh, for this underscore to work, we have to use this, we have to import this class. Now it will work. So one thing we have to know, if we go back to my abstract user class here, in the username, this unique is equal to true should be there. It is very important, it should be there. Without it, it's not going to work. So whatever the primary key, will be ID, but beside that there should be one thing like the username or the phone number that can uniquely identify a user. That should be unique. You should have at least something that can uniquely identify a user. So in my case it's phone number, in the default one it's username, in some cases it might be an email. So you have to have at least one unique. And if we go here and say the required field, these three things I copy here, so in the username field, this one, username field is that unique field that you want to use as a username. So in my case it's phone number. And the email field is not required, you can delete it if you want to. Since I do not have any email, that is why I'm going to delete it. The required fields are those that you want beside the phone number, beside those two details, phone number and the password. These are the required fields. But apart from that, what else you want? So I say first name and last name. Okay, then I can have few of these details. So in the verbose name, I should delete this. Abstract is equal to true because it is not an abstract class. In fact, I can go ahead and say in the user we have this swappable, so I should include this one. No. Whenever I copy this, for some reason I get this breakpoint. Maybe I have some issues with my keyboard. Then I can define some methods that are here, like the clean one and the full name, short name, whatever it is. And the clean, I can also do this clean. Since I do not have an email, I can just remove it, or I simply do not implement this. It's all okay. And I can also implement this str. Now we have almost copied this abstract user class, except that this part, object is equal to user manager. So now I have to copy this one. I can put it here. You can put it anywhere. It does not matter. But the only problem is that I do not have the user manager, so I also have to implement the user manager as it is here. So this is the user manager class, and I have to implement this. So let me copy this. Actually, let's not copy it because it's a huge file. It is a huge file, and that is why it's not a good idea to copy it. Let me make my own user manager. So I create a class called user manager, and that has to extend from base user manager. And this base user manager is available in the same file where we have the abstract base user. And now again we have to copy this one by one. I do not know what's wrong with my keyboard. Whenever I press control, maybe I select this and press control, and not here. Sometimes it adds a breakpoint, and I do not know why it adds a breakpoint. Then I have to use this create user, create script. Okay. So it has also many permissions. No, sorry. These are not part of this user manager. The user manager is only up to here, and that is why it's not a big one. I can copy this. I can copy it. Let's copy. And if you can see again, we have the breakpoint. Okay, so I have copied it, and now I'm gonna change it according to my need. So I do not have the username. neither I have the email, and that is why I'm going to change it for phone number. So I take the phone number, password and some extra fields, and if the phone number is not given, then I say okay, the given phone number must be set. I do not have the email, I do not need it. I do not have the username, again I do not need it. The user will be the phone number. I do not have the email, so okay. And then I said the password. Okay, fine, that is fine. In the create user, I do not have the username, nor do I have the email. I only have the phone number. Okay. So in the create user, it says if the staff and the super user is super user. Remember, we have not implemented is super user because it will automatically be there, just like the password is automatically implemented in the user model. In the similar way, is super user will also be there automatically. So it says this line says that if the is staff is not there as an extra field, then put it there and the default value will be false. Okay, so we need to give the phone number here and the password and the extra field. In the create super user, it says that if it is not there is a staff and is super user, then put both of them as true because we are creating the super user. And if it is there but not true, then give the error. Same is for super user. And here we have the phone number. Sorry, this is phone number. Okay, so I think we are done. That's all was needed. Now there's just one more thing that we need to do, and that is to get this auth user model. Go to the settings. At the end of the file, go to the auth user model, and that is equal to registration.models.user. That's it. And now I'm going to go to the manage.py and say make migrations. Unfortunately, I have an error, and that says invalid model reference. Registration model and string model reference must be of the form app level dot model name. I think I do not need these models. Registration dot user, that is enough. Yes, that was enough. And if I go to my registrations and migrations, and here I have in the migrations file, as you can see, there is password even though we have not implemented it. There is super user even though we have not implemented it. Rest all are there. And now I'm gonna go and migrate. And now I will create a super user. Create super user. And now it asks me for my phone number. What should my phone number? 987-654-3210. Password. First name, last name, password once again, and done. Let's start the project. Let's go to the browser. Okay, go to the admin, and now it asks me for my phone number and password. Put the phone number 987654321 and put the password, and I'm logged in. So this is all for the tutorial. I hope that you like it, and if you have any question, any doubt, please post that in the comment section below. I love to answer your doubts. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video, please share it with your friends, and keep watching my videos. Thank you.